We have a special formula. I'm not sure if I should share it or not, but
It's more,
if people
not
got
a
to
lot
this
of Charlotte watchers.
if people got to this point, then it's fine.
Welcome to the next episode of Over a Pint. This week I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. So we're here for the Explode conference, and they're kind of all over, so you should check them out. They'll be obviously too late to come to this one, but it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm excited because in Charlotte I have a friend I met through the Inman conference here, Julie Tambussi. So why don't you introduce yourself to those who don't know who you are?
Hi, I'm Julie Tambussi. I'm the Director of Marketing at Savvy & Company Real Estate, and we are an independent brokerage in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Sounds good. So you picked the beer.
I did pick the beer.
What are we drinking?
One of our local breweries, the Unknown Brewing Company, and it's an IPA, one of my favorites. So
let's check it out.
I really love these glasses.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for having me in your office.
Thanks for coming to the Queen City.
So how long have you been in the real estate industry now?
I've been in real estate for 13 years now.
Nice. And we were talking before, like that was right before the crash, you basically.
It was. I was living in New York City, and I originally wanted to get into the art gallery business. Mm-hmm. And I did work for a very successful art gallery up in New York City, and it was very competitive, and I was in my mid-20s and needed a change. So I responded to a Craigslist ad, and the rest is history. I ended up working for a commercial real estate company up in New York for about 3 years. And then I moved to work with a new home builder for about 2 year. And then my husband and I decided to move to Charlotte, just kind of on a whim. We actually made a vote, the two of us. We put our ballots in a hat, and we're like, moving to Charlotte, yes or no. So we both said yes, and the next day we decided to just quit our jobs and make the big move. And I responded to another Craigslist ad that Lexi Longstreet, who's the owner of Savvy, posted. And I had a interview with her online and a phone interview with the other owner of Savvy, and they hired me the next day after we had made that decision.
So it was quick.
I had never, it was quick and committed. I had never been to Savvy. I had never met Lexi or Shauna in person. I had only ever been to Charlotte once, and we didn't know anybody here, and that was 9 years ago.
So good decision?
Great decision. We love living in Charlotte. I absolutely love working at Savvy. Yeah. I love my job. I'm so passionate about it, and yeah, I couldn't really imagine myself anywhere else.
So what was your initial role with them?
So my initial role at Savvy was I was sitting at the front desk, and we were a lot smaller then. We have about 60 agents now, and at the time we had about 15 to 20. And so I sat at the front desk wearing many hats. Marketing manager, office manager, in-house IT, anything and everything. Which was a perfect fit because that's exactly what I was doing in New York City.
For the art gallery.
For the art gallery, and then commercial real estate, and then the new home builder.
Perfect.
And and then I've since then we've developed. I'm really proud of the in-house marketing team that we've developed here, and staying busy. I heard this term at the Inman marketing track, maybe 2 Inmans ago, and it's that chief marketing officers are really chief everything officers, because everything ends up falling under marketing. I don't know if that just happens because we seem to get a lot done, but really about 20 to 30% of my time is spent on marketing.
And then the rest is just the business?
Anything and everything. Mm-hmm.
So when you started here, was it the current branding that there is now, or is that something you implemented?
Yeah, so it was the Savvy blue and brown, and our logo was already here. And there had been some templates that were created, but I have a graphic design background, so I ended up creating templates for our brochures, our flyers, listing presentations, all of our websites. I still create all of our websites in-house
For
by
each agent?
scratch for each agent.
So what platform are you using for that?
So I use WordPress.
Nice.
WordPress for our agent websites and Wix for our new development websites.
Now, is new development, because I noticed like online you do a lot of new development, is that the bulk of the business or?
No, not really. So we ended up the last year or two, actually, God, time is flying. 3 or 4 years ago, we ended up attracting a few agents that was the bulk of their business.
Yeah.
And they were really drawn to the fact that we could create a brand and marketing campaigns in-house really, really quickly. So we ended up recruiting these agents and they brought on this bulk of business, and we have been marketing and branding a lot of new development projects in the Charlotte area.
Yeah.
Just last year I hired a really talented graphic designer, and she had amazing ad and agency experience. And we are marketing and branding 9 projects right now with another 5 coming up this year.
So now is it mostly like homes, condos, or?
Oh, it's all over the place.
Everything?
So we have 46 townhomes that are in the price range of $250,000. And then we have a community called the Bramble, which is a Southern Living inspired community. Do you know Southern Living magazine? It's really big in the
We're in the north.
South. I know. That's really south for you. But it's a really popular magazine down here. And they have inspired communities. And we are really proud to be selling the greater Charlotte area's first Southern Living inspired community.
How many people are in the Charlotte area?
Metro Charlotte area, I believe, just hit 1 million.
And then if you go like the extended,
Yeah, that could be.
Depends on how far you-
Yeah, that could be close to about 3 million. Again, please.
I'm gonna fact check with like a banner that's like actually 2 point.
I know. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, a little ding every time something said wrong about Charlotte.
Yeah.
I'm like perfect.
Yeah, so that could be embarrassing. I've lived here 9 years and I don't know these facts.
Yeah, but you came here knowing nothing about it, so you gotta like start somewhere and
I
work
know.
your way up. Although you're in a business that you really do need to know local.
And I do. I'm just kind of spacing
Blanking.
out and blanking right now, so I apologize for that.
Fair enough. I've noticed like some of the things you do, like which is a lot different than other agents. Like one you have, like I saw online, is like a shred party.
Yes.
Which one? Basically, what does that consist of? And then how do mimosas tie into that?
Yeah, so this Saturday we're doing our client appreciation shred party. And we rent out a shredding company's truck, and they'll come and park in our back parking lot.
Yeah.
And we'll invite all of our clients, agents will come with their friends and family. We'll post things on Nextdoor. Do you guys have Nextdoor in Canada?
No. Wait, if we do, no one uses it.
Okay.
But yeah.
It's really popular in the Charlotte area. And yeah, so we'll just throw a party and we'll shred. And we open the doors to the first floor of our office. We'll put on music. We'll have a mimosa bar. It's really fun.
So, and have you found like that's can you see a direct ROI, or it's more branding type of thing?
And it's more branding awareness.
Yeah.
We really wanted to do it. Well, first off, our taxes are due on Monday, so everybody's got all this paperwork that they want to shred. So we always try to do it the weekend before tax day.
Yeah.
Is your tax day on?
Well, it's the end of the month.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's same season.
Yeah. So we always try to do it the weekend before.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's more about branding and awareness, because then we create personalized flyers for each of our agents and try to encourage them to share them on their Facebook neighborhood pages, because anyone in the community is invited to come through.
Yeah. And at like when you're looking at like an agent level from your brokerage, how much of like the marketing for the agent from online and offline are you handling completely for them?
A lot. We do a lot of marketing for our agents. When a new agent comes on board, we'll sit down with them, and I'll have several meetings with them, and we'll discuss a plan to make them shine as their neighborhood expert, or if they wanted to work in a particular niche. So everyone gets their own custom website, and I have savvy template sites that I'll just knock out, and then if they show that they're going to be putting more effort in and work, then I'll start to build out those sites and customize them.
Yeah.
But postcards, listing presentations, anything that a graphic designer would create, we create in-house.
Nice.
Our Facebook ads, we run for our agents too. They are responsible for their own social media profiles.
It's like their personal profile.
Mm-hmm.
So do you do like a business page for them too? Or it's all through like the Savvy & Co page?
No, we don't do business profile pages for them, but it depends if they want one or not. If we decide it's going to be something that they're going to keep up with, then we'll of course encourage them to create a business page, but I don't really encourage anyone to create one unless you're going to be updating it regularly.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's it.
Makes sense. So then if they want to run ads, they come to you, and then it runs from the Savvy & Co for
Yes.
the individual agent?
That's correct.
So do you ever have issues where it's like two are working in the same neighborhood? Because then they'd have like a lot of similar branding.
Yeah, we don't really have that issue here as much as you would think. I mean,
Yeah.
it's happened a few times. Is that since everything is coming through in-house, I have control over what creative is going out for who.
Mhm.
So we're not doubling up.
Yeah. So do you do is it like how much of the brand when you're advertising for like one of your agents is like they have more brand centric or agent centric when you're sending it?
I think we're a brand centric brokerage because a lot of people see our logo and just think Savvy and remember Savvy. But when it does come to our individual agents, I try to sit down and customize material for them as much as I can.
No. So what does like a typical plan look like, or is there a typical plan for your agents?
Is there a typical plan? You know, I follow, when I meet with a new agent, I follow a system, but then it almost always goes immediately off track. I've been working here for 9 years and in real estate for 13 years, so I've worked with all hundreds, if not thousands of agents throughout my career. And that's part of the reason why I love my job so much, is it's so dynamic and I get to work with different people every day on different types of projects. So there isn't really a set system for our agents. I mean, we'll talk about marketing to their sphere, farming programs, you know, the typical programs that you would talk about with a new agent or existing agent.
Like, do you guys do any video marketing kind of?
Yes, we love video marketing. Our owner, Lexi Longstreet, was in the film industry for years as a script supervisor. She comes up with these brilliant video ideas.
Yeah.
And we've worked with a few video companies in the area to create content. We are always trying to figure out a way to do it, more cost-effective ways to do it in-house.
Hack together
yeah, something like this would be great for us. Because we've got a ton of ideas that I'm just like dying to get out there.
Yeah.
I think we're full of creative ideas at Savvy, and we're just constantly trying to just get them out. And so, yeah, I've had this really great idea for recruiting video that I really want to do this year.
Do you guys do like a lot of marketing on the recruiting side?
We haven't. Mm-hmm. We're going to be working on that this year.
I found in the past like 6 months, way more brokers coming to us asking for recruiting campaigns.
Yeah.
Like in the first few years of the business, we got the odd broker and we do like the odd thing, but like we're like now just like lining up brokers being like, and I think part of this is like they're seeing our stuff like over Pint everywhere.
Right.
But because there's only like 130,000 agents in Canada total, it's really cheap on Facebook to reach them all.
Yeah.
So
wait, how many agents?
130,000.
Oh my God. Wow.
And about 55 of that's Toronto.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the Toronto board, I think, is the single largest in the world.
Wow.
It's at least pretty close to the top.
Yeah.
Because we basically, 08 didn't really hurt and do anything in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, like even since before then, our market's been going up. So like just agent count with it has just exploded. Mm-hmm. So, but now of that, it's like 30% did 0 deals in the last 12 months. Mm-hmm. 39 did under 4. Mm-hmm. So basically 70% of people just don't work.
Right.
But like those are also misleading because like all the agents pump that up like, oh, it's better than 70%.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, how many of those are licensed assistants? Every appraiser gets their license just to access the data, because we like, for instance, like Zillow just came. We just got Zillow now, but like they don't have the data about like house sales on there or anything, because we don't allow sold data to be released ever, stuff like that. So the data's a lot different. Like you could not, there's no way to look up like agent to agent production unless you're a broker owner. Like there's a lot of different around the data side of it.
Yeah.
So you have like, it's a lot harder to kind of figure out a few things on that end. So it's great for me because now it makes it so much better on the recruiting side.
Yeah.
But it's been interesting coming up and attacking it differently, because like up until about a year ago, we only worked with agents.
Yeah.
But now it's more like we do brokerages, we do vendors, targeting agents. Like now it's more just like the real estate industry. So it's interesting to kind of like look at it from the different angles of how everyone's doing it. But the recruiting one's just fun.
Yeah.
I like recruiting.
Yeah, the last year or two, I was talking about those new development projects. We were really focusing on that, and looking back on it, we maybe should have focused a little bit more on recruiting. But I'm sure this is fine to bring up here. But we are a part of the T3 Fellows program this year.
Okay.
And
So for those who don't know what that is.
Yeah, so it's a fellowship program for brokerages that T360 has, and we applied for it, and we are in a 12-month program with T3, and it's kind of like best way to put it is kind of like an MBA program for brokerages.
Yep.
And so they can help us work more effectively and grow.
So where are you guys
If that's part of our long-term goal. Yeah. So they're also helping us identify our goals.
So when you're looking at like from a boutique level now, like are you guys looking to grow it into like something that franchises out? Or are you looking just like keep it boutique but just like a certain type of agent, or what's kind of the plan?
Yeah, those are very good questions. I think locally in Charlotte, we probably may want to grow another 10 or 15 agents, but we really want to focus on our agents that we have now and increasing their production levels.
Yeah. And then you guys anywhere else?
We have a marketing licensing agreement with a real estate company down in Gainesville, Florida.
Okay.
And they're just testing our brand out down there to see how it works.
How long have you been doing that?
About 2 years, maybe?
I'm
having a hard time like keeping track of my years. I think it's been about 2 years.
Yeah.
It's about 2 years. Yeah, it's going really, really well.
Yeah.
So they're actually coming up to Charlotte this week, so I'm excited to see them.
Brainstorming,
and we're doing axe throwing.
I do like axe throwing.
Oh, you've done it?
Yeah, we have, because there's quite a few of them in Toronto.
Yeah.
Normally it's like bachelor party type of thing.
Yeah.
Or like team building. So my team actually, like at our conference, they want to go to they want to do axe throwing, so we might do it. But it's fun because like you drink a few beers, throw a few axes.
Yeah.
But yeah, like axe throwing is a lot of fun.
Okay, good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I literally just bought our tickets for it, like
it's
15 minutes before the show.
Yeah. Like it's fun. Well, I guess everyone's a little bit different, but like some do like tournaments and some it's just like go and throw.
Yeah.
And like also you do like throwing knives, and you just gotta watch for the bounce back.
Yeah, I did see a YouTube video of that, which was terrifying.
Is it the one where it like hits and then bounces and she ducks and misses? That's pretty hard to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely possible.
Huh, okay.
So yeah, you're good.
Be careful and down.
Just stay a little back behind the line and you're good to go.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, cool.
So when you do like your marketing for, or just anyone, like when you're looking at like what, like you were talking about before about your like specialty, which like kind of lean first time home buyer.
Yeah.
Type of range.
One of our campaigns that I'm really proud of is our campaign to target first-time home buyers in the area, because we have a lot of people, as I mentioned before, moving to the Charlotte area every day. And we have we're building a lot of apartments, a lot of first-time buyers are just moving into the area, renters. So about 5 years ago, I sat down with the owner and my other fellow millennials at the office, and we were just brainstorming on ways on how we could target first-time home buyers. And we ended up developing this 5-year campaign, and at the end of last year I sent out a survey to all of our agents that had participated in our events, and we concluded that about 40% of our buyers over the last 5 years were first-time home buyers.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so we were really proud of that. because hopefully we do keep those first-time home buyers for life or their repeat customers. And speaking of drinking, we do these first-time home buyer happy hour events, which have been really successful. We have a special formula. I'm not sure if I should share it or not, but
if people got to a lot of Charlotte watchers.
If people got to this point, then it's fine. So we will rent out a space at a local brewery, and every time we do it, we change breweries. Because we were testing out to see what areas were going to work better for this. And we were trying out different days of the week. And so if you're wondering, Thursday is the day to do it, or Tuesday, not Wednesday.
At night, afternoon.
At night, 6 to 8, in an area where there are 3 to 4, or people can walk to from their apartments. And so we narrowed it down to one area in Charlotte, and then we looked at a brewery spot, and we tried to find a spot that had almost kind of a separate room, but not completely separate, where people could still feel like they could flow in, or they could see what we were doing and want to like flow in. There's one particular brewery in Charlotte, we've knocked it out of the park every time we do it, which is great. But our secret is that we don't have a presentation, and nothing's planned. And actually, it's kind of like this. And we didn't know if it would work. We just really wanted to just get out there and try and meet some first-time home buyers. I have either myself or another two people on our staff, so not licensed agents. We'll set up everything for our agents, and we'll set up a welcome table. And people will come in and we'll greet them and say, "Hey, are you here for our first-time home buyer happy hour?" And they'll be like, "Yeah," like a little, apprehensive, what's going on here? And we just say, "Great. We actually don't have a formal presentation. We thought we had a formal presentation before, and then at the end we weren't getting a lot of question and answers when we'd be like, does anybody have any Q&A? And nobody was raising their hand. So we thought it would just be better to do a simple mix and mingle with our real estate agents. And then I have all of our 4 agents work each event, and they're usually at tables, stand-up tables work better than sitting at a table where you sit down. And they'll be there, and I'll bring over the home buyers to meet one of our agents. Super simple, right? Well, these home buyers just spill their guts to our agents, and they usually end up talking to them for at least an hour, hour and a half.
So how many people generally come to one of these?
Well, we can have anywhere. Our best one had about 35 people. My last one I had 4, but I always have 4 agents. So every agent ended up talking to a buyer.
That's perfect.
We've had about 15 or 16 home buyer happy hours since we've launched this series, and we've had about 25 closings from it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, so it's working. We're connecting with our...
So how are you filling the room with people?
Oh, how are we filling the room with people? So we will post it on our Instagram. We have a partnership with a local media company where they're exclusive real estate partners, which I can talk about later because that was a big part of this, making this happen. And Facebook ads. Facebook ads
So what do you like looking at, like the Facebook ad? Because we do a lot with first-time buyers too, and it's interesting to like test different messaging to what works. Like, what have you found is appealing to first-timers when you're running ads to them?
I do have this one ad that's done really well. So once I hit that Facebook relevancy score of 10, I tend to keep running that ad and just tweaking it. Yeah.
Don't tweak, just run.
Yeah. Well, I want to see what else is working, but usually short, sweet, and simple with maybe 2 or 3 emojis seems to work really well.
So are you ready for them to get rid of relevancy score in a few months?
No, I didn't know they're doing that.
Yeah, it's gone. They're replacing
Well, I'm glad I tested this marketing creative before they got rid of it.
So they're basically replacing it, and they're turning into 3 different ones. I can't remember what they all. I think one's a conversion score, purchase, and engagement. But basically, it's basically breaking it into 3, like, because a lot of people run ads are also doing like e-commerce. So they want to know, like, on that score where it is for purchases, which is way different than if you're trying to run it for, like, video views or engagement. So it sounds like, and until they actually launch it, no one will really know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're getting rid of the overall relevant score and then breaking it into 3 different ones.
Oh.
So it'll be interesting to see how that affects ads.
Yeah,
But we'll
that's
see.
very good to know.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
It's part of the fun. Facebook always changes everything.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. They do.
Quite
So-
often. So do you find it works going like ad to cold audience to come to the in-person event, or do you do like an intermediate ad and then invite them to an event?
Oh, I don't think we've thought all of that out that far. We usually just run just an event response ad. My last few, is that what's called event response ad, like that type of an ad?
So we don't.
Event responses.
It's like you do like a Facebook event.
Yeah.
So we've stopped doing those because so many
Really?
people like will click going and never show up to anything, because it's basically like click going on a Facebook event is the equivalent of just not RSVPing anyways.
Yeah.
So what we found for our seminars that we've run for clients is to send to a landing page where they actually have to register,
Okay, so
and then
we,
that kicks
yeah.
off a follow-up campaign to remind them to come. And like that, with the right like follow-up campaign, we've boosted like, because we had one client who almost did no follow-up, just like register on a Facebook event,
Yeah.
had like a 2% show rate.
Wow.
And we had another one where we full like there was texting that would happen, calling, emails, and we had an 85% show up rate.
That's great.
So it was like it lower, less people registering, but way more actually showing up.
Yeah. Yes, that reminded me. We do own homebuyerhappyhours.com, and so we do have a landing page there. And we'll usually market 3 homebuyer events at a time.
Yeah.
So we usually do them in the spring. I guess I should say winter, spring. Summer's a little too hot here for people to go out, and then in the fall. And we'll post all 3 events there at once, and then we'll run, some ads and whatnot, sponsored posts, driving traffic there.
Yeah.
We can kind of gauge by our face. I'm not expecting everybody to respond maybe or interested on my Facebook event page to go, because we know that's not true.
Yeah.
But I can kind of gauge by how many people say they're interested. I almost think that like 20% end up coming is what we've kind of figured out. But those aren't really official numbers.
Yeah.
We're still dealing with a very like small amount of people, so.
Well, who are you running the ads to? People who like the page, or are you doing it to like page plus their friends? Are you doing like people who
We do a lot of page plus friends here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do a lot of page plus friends for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and you found that's
And
why
just
it's a small
dropping a
audience.
pin and doing the.
So you just do like
Yeah.
around your specific brewery you're doing it at?
Yeah.
Have you found there's like a certain number you can do like frequency wise until you have to like pause it for a bit? Because like when I did it, I did a lot of first time buyer seminars when I sold. And my town was only about 50,000 people at the time. So like, we found like more than once a quarter, and you just couldn't get enough people out to them. So we had to kind of stagger them quite a bit that way. Have you found anything similar to that, or Charlotte's big enough that you can?
No, yeah, that's why we'll only do like 3 at a time.
Yeah.
And so I also have this partnership with this local media company called the Charlotte 5, which is it's a online publication owned by the Charlotte Observer. So that's our big newspaper here. And I partnered with them when we decided to launch this first time homebuyer campaign 5 years ago. And I think our partnership's about 3 or 4 years old, but we're their exclusive real estate partner.
Yeah.
And so we get 2 sponsored articles a week.
Nice.
And they will run sponsored posts for us too with
So
our
the
articles.
articles, what are the general topics of them?
Oh gosh, we've done everything. I think I've done over 160 articles with them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely more if we've been in a 3-year partnership. Anything and everything. I sit down and I know I have my in-house marketing team. So now I'm going to start talking about get off topic.
It's all right. We've done that more than once.
Okay, good. So I have my in-house marketing team, but I do outsource a content creator and a writer to help me. Though I do love doing it, it can be very time consuming.
So how'd you go about finding the where to outsource? Like, is it a local outsource?
She's local. She's pretty cool. Hey, Erin.
If you're watching.
If you're watching. Yeah, I just wrote a job posting and I posted it on Craigslist, and I knew that No, I posted it on Twitter. I think somebody's found it on Twitter, which is pretty impressive. Somebody locally in that scene saw and knew that she was looking for these types of jobs, and so it was a perfect fit.
Yeah. Perfect, nice and easy.
Yeah, so we'll come up with a content calendar for the entire year.
Yeah.
Do we stick with it as much as we can?
Never.
I try.
Yeah.
But it's a good guide for when we can't come up with anything.
Yeah.
But we've done everything from writing about our first-time homebuyer happy hours to tips on selling your homes with pets.
Yeah.
We've done an article on Charlotte has a lot of cute bungalows and cottages with really brightly colored front doors. So we've done like the rainbow of front doors in your neighborhood. We feature our open houses every Friday. The partnership has been really, really great because they also give us an Instagram home of the week, and they have a ton of followers at Charlotte 5. And so every time they post one of our homes of the weeks, we'll get, 30, 40 followers.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
And then, like, when I was flying into Charlotte, we went over, I assume it was a lake, might have been just a big river, but like really nice homes on the water. Is that something you guys do too?
Yeah, we really focus on the in-town neighborhoods. So Charlotte, you have uptown Charlotte, and surrounding is what we kind of nicknamed the in-town neighborhoods. And so we're in one right now called Elizabeth, but right next door is Plaza. So we do have some agents that focus on the lake area.
Yeah.
Good. And some in South Carolina. A lot of agents in North Carolina are licensed in South Carolina.
So it's a complete separate, like you have to go and get both, I assume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But we're very close to the South Carolina border, so only 25 minutes.
That's pretty good.
And so our project, The Bramble, that I was talking about with Southern Living, that's in South Carolina.
So do you have do you do much marketing in South Carolina, or?
The Bramble has been our biggest project down there. It's 7 homes, average price point, starting at 1.3 million. So more targeting that luxury high-end buyer down there.
Mm-hmm. So, like you were mentioning off camera before, like 70 new people a day moving to Charlotte.
Yes, I did try to look up those stats before we got here.
I was ready, except for the Queen question.
I know, and I did see around 60 something.
Yeah.
There are a few sites that said some different numbers.
Do you do marketing targeting the people coming here?
We have done a few Facebook ad campaigns for homes that we thought either would be people's second residences, vacation homes, especially when you're talking about the lake, where we will run an ad and say New York or New Jersey or Connecticut, because a lot of people from the Northeast are moving down to the Charlotte area.
And you find like it's specific parts of the Northeast, or just kind of all over it?
Specific parts.
Yeah.
In places that we know that we're targeting somebody that we think would be a good fit.
So have you tried to run ads directly to like that area, like reasons to move to Charlotte or anything like that, or?
No, we don't really do reasons to move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait for them to already want to move and then go.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You want another beer?
Sure.
Yeah. One of our most popular campaigns for seller leads right now is like a guy, like we do like a bunch of variations on it, but essentially a guide on how to prepare your home for sale to make more money. But we hit on because what we did is like every time I ask agents like what's most important to a seller, they always say like get more money, how much is their home worth, and it's like every agent says that. But then we sent a survey, we got one client who had like 700 past clients, and we got them to send a survey to all of them, and it's basically like what causes you stress about it, like what don't you like about the process, what's most important to you. And it's like 70% of the responses were all around the idea of like the stress of preparing your home for sale. But no one, almost no one mentioned price. It was all getting their home ready and that side of it. So then we started switching all our marketing to like getting your home ready.
Right.
And as soon as we did that, like seller costs started dropping pretty good.
Wow.
But people further out then in the funnel. So then you have to have a better follow-up because it's people so much earlier in the process. So it's been kind of tweaking there to get that right combination of really inexpensive leads that are quality, but not too far out.
Right.
And then we just start doing Godfather offers on the thank you pages to like find the quick moving in. It's been fun, but
yeah,
you know,
That's
luckily
awesome.
we have a few clients who like being guinea pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are key. Because if they don't, then
I love guinea pigs.
yeah, agents willing to like let me test anything. It's so much fun. And we have a couple in particular who are basically like we have one who they do like 450 deals a year. And to a degree, they'll let me like 20 to 25% of the budget, and which on ad spend alone is in the thousands. Let me do whatever I want. So I just have to kind of give them a heads up, but it's fun because I can be like, I got an idea.
Yeah.
I had one which was real. I loved this one. The post was 500 words, the ad, and we only got about 10 leads for about $200, but you got 3 deals out of it.
Wow.
Like, it ended up being awesome, but it was just like this long, rambling post. And I was like lying in bed thinking of something. I got an idea, wrote it down on my phone before I forgot. Woke up in the morning, wrote an ad, and launched it that day. And I just sent her the ad after it was live and said, "By the way, this is running."
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's been a lot of fun, like having a few clients who trust to do that type of stuff. Because otherwise, I just kind of have to throw it out there and be like, who's interested in an ad like this?
Yeah.
And hope people take it, whereas like some I just know I can go do it.
How many clients do you work with?
So we have 2 kind of different types of clients. So we have our monthly agency clients, which right now, I think we're at 35, 40. So, because that's ones who know that it's with us. Because we also do a bit of white labeling. So like other agencies, website companies who offer Facebook ads for real estate, they don't know how to do it. So they'll have us do it as if we're them.
Yeah.
So there's people who hire us who don't know. Like we've actually run a lot of ads in Charlotte in the past, but no one in Charlotte knew we were running ads.
Okay.
So like we've done things like that. So I have actually played around with. It was more like Norman. We've done a lot of ads in that area. But then the person moved to a different company and they did it for them. So it changed a bit there. But again, he had no idea we were the ones doing the ads. So of that, the ones who know we're doing it, kind of 35 to 40 range.
Yeah.
But then we also have a membership group where we more help them do it themselves. So it's basically like a mastermind, primarily like a Facebook group. We have about 100 and something in there. And then we do a lot of like one-off consulting. So like, and we find like, for instance, like one team we did one with recently, hundreds of deals a year, and they have like a 5 to 7 person media team in-house. So they don't need to hire an agency, but they need to get on the right track. So they'll hire us for like a month of consulting. So like we started with like a day in their office, the whole team come up with a plan, and then over a month we help them implement and then take it over. So we do a few of those from time. So it varies. But on like the agency side of like every month consistently, it's about 35, 40.
Yeah, that's great.
So it's fun. But
That's awesome.
yeah, I enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like working at Savvy. I work for 60 agents here. And
You have a good roster.
yeah, good roster.
How do they vary in like experience levels?
We have brand new agents. Actually, this year we launched our first new agent mentoring program in January, and that lasted about 3 months. And so we have 5 brand new agents who are rock stars.
Awesome.
And we just started our second one of the year Monday,
Oh, nice.
2 days ago, 3 days ago. And then we also have really experienced agents come on board. So, and a lot of people in between. And actually, we've been a lot of places in Canada. One of our big trips, we took 2 weeks and we flew into Calgary and drove across west through the Rockies.
Nice.
And stayed at Banff. And
So we just had a conference in Banff.
yeah, there are a lot of
Yeah.
conferences in Banff. I gotta go back there.
So every 2 years, the the Western boards for each province does a big conference in Banff.
Okay.
So yeah, nice, easy way to write off a trip to the mountains.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
So we drove through Banff and Jasper. Jasper's up there.
Yep.
And then we stayed in a really cool city in between, which I can't remember, but I'll look it up afterwards. And then we went to
Banff and
Vancouver.
Jasper? I don't think
No,
there is
between there was between like Banff and Vancouver.
Okay, yeah, there's like Kelowna, then there's the Açores, like there's a lot
Yeah.
in there.
We
But yeah,
stayed-
no, Banff, Jasper, there's the Icefield Parkway, and that's about it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we went another 2 weeks back up to Halifax
yeah.
with my family.
That's fun.
And went to Prince Edward Island, and
Yeah.
that was great too. And then I went to Toronto for the first time last year.
Well, because it's actually over my conference.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. So
fun.
that was fun.
Yeah.
So I love Canada. I'll have to come
awesome.
up and visit you guys.
Well, let us know when you're in town.
I will.
Oh, we're doing a conference again this July.
Ooh.
So come on up.
Yeah. We'll be able to make that work.
Yeah,
That would be fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So if people want to like reach out to you, have a chat, how can they get a hold of you? Learn more about Savvy if they're
Learn about Savvy. We're Savvy and Company Real Estate. And that's just how it's spelled out. SAVVYAND company spelled out. But I'm Julie Tambussi. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just reach out to me. We'll be friends.
Thanks for tuning in, and we stay tuned for next week when I don't know who the guest is yet, but it will be someone good. So thanks for tuning in again, and we'll see you back in Toronto.
Yeah. Thank you. And thanks
for
Andrew.
coming on.
Cheers.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.